Hello and welcome. I'm DDF Racer and today I'm doing another race in Automobilista 2. A few weeks ago I posted up my first ever race in AMS2 and casually mentioned during the course of the race that if you guys had any suggestions for future car track combinations, you should let me know in the comments. And you certainly did. Today's video is one of those suggestions courtesy of Carl Gray, where I'll be taking the Caterham 620R to Cadwell Park in quite possibly one of the most British videos I've ever done. The car, which is described by Caterham themselves as a missile with wheels, should be a perfect match for this properly old school club level circuit. Hope you guys enjoy! Okay, so here we are on the grid getting ready to go, waiting for those green lights, waiting to first build a few revs, but not too many. You don't want to spin the car, it's very easy to loop this thing, because it weighs practically nothing and has a hell of a lot of horsepower. Heading down towards the first corner here at Cadwell Park. The AI in Automobilista 2 can be very sketchy on the first lap, as evidenced by the erratic braking through these first few corners. Just watching everybody's brake lights flicker on at the same time as they try and find a spot on the tarmac. Once they settle down though, it's not too bad. So let's just hang it out. Didn't make any spots on those first few corners there by the looks of things.
Left side, clear on the left. There's a guy on your left. You are clear on the left.
A couple of easy overtakes there, but I don't think it's going to be as easy throughout the rest of the race.
Good start.
As we head towards the first proper braking zones on this track, the handling of this car becomes incredibly apparent. And by that, I mean just hashtag Caterham things. This brain, there we go, it's already having an effect. This car has basically had to rewire my brain in order to get it around the track effectively. Because when you brake and turn at the same time, it doesn't turn. Which is kind of what you'd expect, you know, the whole circular traction thing. But then when you come off the power and still keep the wheel rotated, it still doesn't turn. The car just doesn't want to get around. And I've found the only way to get this thing around a corner is basically to be off the brakes completely approaching the apex. So you get the weight on the front of the car, as someone's going to get us down the straight here into turn 1 maybe.
He's still there. Clear right.
The only way I've found to get this thing around the track basically is to initiate a spin as you're heading towards the apex, tip it in, get the car sliding, and then use the throttle to basically continue that slide all the way through the corner. It's like you're drifting the car around the track. It's almost like rally. Your brain is telling you to come off the accelerator, but as soon as you do, it stops turning. Like, actually physically stops turning. It's the complete opposite. It's so bizarre, but once you get the hang of it, oh my, is it fun. This Caterham 620R is an absolute hoot to drive, especially here at Cadwell Park.
Behind us now, 0.7.
British club level circuit, British club car effectively. I decided to make the weather as British as possible by setting it to overcast and grey. Reminds me of home. But I just want to say, what a fantastic suggestion. Thank you, Carl Gray, for putting this in the comments section.
131.82.
It just goes to show, guys, if you have a suggestion as well, please do let me know in the comments. If you've got some kind of ridiculous challenge, I'll probably do it. I love it when you get involved, because as much as I want to make videos that I enjoy, I also want to make videos that you guys want to see as well. So if there's something you think you'd like, please do let me know. And don't forget to leave the video a like, and also subscribe to make sure you see it. Anyway, onwards with the race. We're now in 8th position. Tip it in. Oh, a bit too late there. Didn't get it rotated enough. My rear tyres hate me right now. Look at them glowing bright red. The way the AI carry the speed around this track though, it's a bit odd. I hate to go back to the AI bashing in Automobilista 2, but it really is the weakest area of this game now. by quite some margin. Reza Studios
Has increased to 1.1 seconds.
I'm sure they're working on it. If not, they should really focus on it. Because the graphics are fantastic, the VR implementation is fantastic, the weather's fantastic. After the most recent update as well, the physics and force feedback are just sublime. They're great. But if you can't race the AI, and there's hardly anyone online to race with either,
To good use. That was
it's kind of just a hot lap simulator, really.
lap in this session.
I hate to say it, because I love it.
Okay, Dan. 10 minutes to go.
I love Automobilista 2. It's by far and away up there the best VR experience you can get at the moment as far as sim racing goes. But you need people to race against. And if you can't get people, you need good AI to race against. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I kept on going back to R Factor 2 for so long. And racing for so long. It's just when there's no one online to race because you live in a strange part of the world called Australia. Ooh! What's going on there?
Right side's clear.
Come on, AI, what's with the slam on?
Your suspension's going to need sorting. You'll need to come in.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Spotter. We're up to 7th,
7th position.
with 9 minutes left to go in the race. I'll see if I can hang on. I'm not going to come into the pits. The handling doesn't feel too balked. But yeah, like I was saying, when you live in a weird part of the world like Australia, and there's not that many people online to race against, obviously this was before the days of finding OzNZ sim racing, then you kind of need good AI to race against.
The leader has just done a 131.60.
Oh, maybe it is a little bit more broken than I thought. Spin the car around, we're dropping positions, come on.
Right side's clear.
We're now down to 19th. Not last. Not last.
P19.
Okay, so just over half the race to go. And we're second to last. Fantastic.
Car on your left.
That answers the eternal question though, will DDF bin it?
Nicely done.
Quite clearly the answer is yes. Oh well, gives us something to fight back for now. Get some overtakes on the board because we were kind of struggling to get into 7th. To be honest with you guys. We're kind of holding position, we're holding position in 7th, struggling to get 6th.
Simpson ahead is now 0.9.
Oh yeah, this car's a little bit broken. But this lap, the AI got through that chicane perfectly fine, so I'm not quite sure what happened on the previous lap. They all just slammed on, no yellow flags or anything. Okay.
Don't let this guy distract you. That's half distance. Fuel levels are fine.
If you guys are enjoying the race so far, then don't forget to leave it a like, obviously. Well, we've got a hell of a battle on our hands now. Again, big shout out to Cole Gray for this suggestion. It's a hell of a lot of fun. But it uses a lot of brain power, so I'm going to shut down the commentary for lap, and I'm going to let you enjoy the sounds of Automobilista 2 while I try and catch up with the guy ahead. I think the AI must be on some different version of the physics, or must have some different kind of car model, because they just get their pace in a completely different way than me. Like, I'm so much faster in the first sector, like massively faster. Look, we're right back on his tail again already. In fact, we're almost getting past him. And then in the slower speed stuff, they just have so much more grip, and on corner exits, they, you know, on the slower stuff, they just have so much more grip as well.
Just concentrate harder.
Apt commentary from Spotter there, telling me to concentrate harder.
The track temperature's rising. It's now 30 Celsius.
Well, I can assure you guys, this is using all the concentration I have. Like I said at the start of the video, I've had to rewire my brain to drive this thing. It's just so different than anything else. I thoroughly recommend you give it a go at least once.
And track temperatures are rising. Air temperature's now 22. The track temperature is now 34 Celsius. Just ignore him, he'll go away.
And hopefully you guys can make a better job of it than me. Because if any of you have driven this car before, you're probably staring at the screen now, going, Dan, you don't do that, you don't drive it like that.
Still there.
Bit of bashing with the AI there. Had a very strange wiggle.
Sweet pass, mate.
And just slowed down all of a sudden, so I'm going to get that. I'm going to take advantage of that. I'd be a fool not to. Call myself a racing driver. Completely botched the exit out the last corner though. So it looks like the sun is coming out of Cadwell Park here with 4 minutes to go.
It's increasing.
That's not realistic. That can't be right.
Keep it nice and smooth. Come on, let the race come to us. P16. That last lap was at 132.71.
And there is some great evidence that if you overcook it on the corner entry, there is nothing you can do.
Air and track temperatures are increasing. Air temperature is now 25. The track temperature is now 42 Celsius.
Absolutely nothing you can do if you go into a corner too hot in one of these things. You can't brake, and you can't turn at the same time. So once you realise it's too late, it's too late, basically. Ah, too wide. Come on, Dan.
You're out of track limits there.
Captain Obvious over the radar there. The radio even, not the radar. Half a second down on our best lap so far. I think if I piece it all together, I could get a 1 minute 30. But it's very hard to be consistent and accurate in these things, just because of the driving style required. Oh, he's got the run on me. I was thinking of going to the right to block it, but that's probably not a good idea.
32.79. Right side. He's still there. Clear on the right. Alright, Dan. You've got half your fuel left. Sector 2 is a second off the pace. That's 2 minutes left. 2 minutes.
Okay, so already, I know I've got way too much fuel in the car. I didn't think to check that before the start of the race. Silly DDF. But yeah, the physics and the feedback. Like, I'm not exactly sure what they did in the most recent update, but it was already pretty good to begin with. Now it's just absolutely sublime. It really is. Coupled with the smoothness of VR. Hopefully I've got the stuttering fixed from my previous videos. I did a V8 supercar race at Montreal. And I did a Formula 1 1995 video at Suzuka. Both of those videos, the recording quality wasn't fantastic because it was a bit choppy. But I've actually found a few settings that I've tweaked in Streamlabs. It was a Streamlabs issue, not an Automobilista 2 issue. So hopefully today's race footage should be super smooth. Which is great because the driving hasn't been smooth. As we're up to 16th now, making up a few positions.
You've just done a 132.40.
There we go, that's better. I've missed that apex the last few laps. Drop it down to third, get the car rotated through the compression. Wow, okay, half a second up on our best lap so far. Last lap of the race as well. Can we get 15th on the last lap? Look at the opposite lock. The steering wheel in this thing is more of a suggestion than an actual functional part. You kind of just turn the car, initiate the slide, and then control it with your right foot. I mean, look at the size of it, it's tiny! We're going to have one hell of a run through these S's if we want to get 15th. Oh, no! That was always going to happen. Sorry, mate. Here you go. I think that's a perfectly fitting end to the race here, guys. Let's be real. Back down to 19th position with a severe damaged meatball flag in the bottom right hand corner of the screen.
P19. There we go, it's over. Bring it back round.
What a very horrible race here. I think if the AI were more consistent, if the AI didn't break in weird places, it probably would have been a much cleaner race. It felt like a survival mission more than a sprint, that, guys. But I guess that's just the state that Automobilista 2 is in at the moment. All the key ingredients are there. It just doesn't quite come together just yet. But then again, it is still early access. Let's not forget that this game isn't actually at version 1.0 yet. Very early access, guys. It's not officially released. So, take all of my words with a pinch of salt, because it's not finished yet. But as far as it goes, it's damn good. It's pretty damn good. Well, hopefully this video gives you a little bit of an idea about how the Caterhams and Cadwell Park are in Automobilista 2. I hope you enjoy... can't even speak. Come on, brain, reset to language mode, please. I hope you enjoyed the video. There we go, Dan. If you did, don't forget to leave it a like. Share your thoughts in the comments. I want to say thank you to Carl Gray for the comment on my previous video who suggested this in the first place. Very enjoyable, despite the horrendous performance you saw on screen right now. And yeah, subscribe to see more. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video. And we're done.